Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Our House 21 and time for a little unboxing. So actually this isn't a little unboxing, it's a big unboxing. In the process of trying to get ready for the 2018 season, I've been making a lot of orders. I've been doing a lot of upgrades. So things you see in the background here, like Slade looks a little bit different now. Looks a little different on the outside, looks a lot different on the inside. I'll talk about a little bit more about that later. See how freely that little thing spins? That's a ceramic bearing in there. That's just gonna spin forever. Anyway, so but getting everything ready to run, you know, that means having to order a lot of stuff. Let me just go ahead and dive in. So first off, and before I start talking about the things I'm doing to get the cars ready, I'll start talking about some things I'm doing to help out some community members. So, as you guys know, I've got a relationship with Blacksmith RC. You know, Dre's a good guy, and we've been talking, collaborating, just doing things for years actually now, which is kind of cool. So, Dre's into trying to find good RC values. So he fell into, or he discovered a particular brand of motor that he wants to see how it compares to the big dog motors. So I am in the process of building a motor test torture station. So Dre sent me the Ghoul RC motor. Let's see, this is a 3660 kV, actually no, model number 3660, 3800 kV motor. So this is supposed to be an equivalent to the motor that's in Slade over here, this Castle 3800 kV 1410. So I've always kind of wondered how these economy motors, and I'm going to use that term, please forgive me, I'm not trying to discount anyone, but this is like a $40 or $50 motor as opposed to a $100 motor. So I think it's appropriate to call an economy motor. But find it interesting or just curious to see how these economy motors compare to some of the big dog motors that a lot of us run. So I'm going to go ahead and once I get my test rig going, I'm going to torture this guy compared to my Castle motors, see what they really, see how they perform. So I'm going to be looking at efficiency, at power output, torque, the whole 9 yards. So I'll be able to tell you guys definitively, are these guys worth the money, or should you spend a little bit more and go with, or actually I'll say it a different way. I will be able to tell definitively how these guys differ and how they are similar to the more expensive motors. All right, so let's go ahead and put that aside. Actually, let me see if there's anything else in the package. Oh, that's it. All right, so Dre, I want to get on this and we'll see how they perform versus some Castles. All right, so next up, one of my longtime clients, a gentleman by the name of Ralph Taco out in California, sent me this to test. So let me show you. Let me go ahead and cut the box off camera here. Apologies, but I didn't have a chance to tape over all the labels and everything. So trying to protect people's addresses and little things like that. And Ralph, you did a good packaging job on this thing. Okay, so here we go. All right, I think I cut it open. Yep, I cut it open. So Ralph has some questions about glitch busters. Like number one, how good are the caps on them? I just happen to have a cap tester. So I was going to go ahead and take one of these glitch busters. Now this is a Racer's Edge. Okay, so this is not a toy. Okay, thank you very much, Racer's Edge. Now notice they don't really tell you anything about this cap other than it's a big cap. Oh, it's a Rubicon. That's a good thing. So you can actually see the brand on it. But it's a big Rubicon cap. Doesn't tell you how many microfarads it is. So I just happen to have a cap tester. I'm gonna test this guy out, see what it actually is, see how well it performs. And it's a glitch buster. Glitch busters act like cap packs, but on the BEC output bus. I've talked a lot about this on the social media on RC Physics tech topics and an RC physics sandbox. But I'll do a video talking about Ghostbusters here coming up. So I'm going to test this guy and see how it compares to the caps that I use in my cap packs. All right, so let's go ahead and put that aside. But Ralph, be on the lookout. You're going to see this content coming up here very quickly. Okay, next up. So, as I was mentioning, trying to get my personal fleet ready. My fleet consists of 4 speedrun cars now. We got Slade right here, my OG guy everybody knows. I've also got my new 10 scale Project Vertex, that's a team associated Apex that, I'm basically completely rebuilt into sort of a baby XO1. But then I also have my Slash Dizzy and my XO1 Surly. So those guys, when you run fast cars, you need to have good GPSs. So I've got this little dynamite unit over here, and it does a decent job. Well, actually, it's not dynamite. This is the Sky RC, which I think is rebranded as a dynamite. So I mean, it's a decent little GPS unit, but there are a lot of other. I mean, this is a nice unit because it's small, and small is good. But some guys have had some issues with just quality with these games. I mean, I haven't had a problem with this one. I actually got this one from Lamont for Bashers United because he hated it. He just could not stand this thing. So he gave it to me. It's worked out fine for me. But I kind of like having more than one GPS just to compare numbers sometimes. So normally, this is the GPS that I usually run with. You can see the size difference. This is just a Garmin. I've actually got a number of these, but they're Garmin 200 series. Picked these up off of eBay for about 20 bucks each. They're really good automotive grade ESC. They're good automotive grade GPS unit. Pretty rugged, but I kind of go through these like candy. When you crash, sometimes these don't survive. So, getting ready for the season. Let's go ahead and power this guy down. Getting ready for the season, sometimes you want to have spare parts. I hit out eBay, even though I have a few of these big Garmin 200 series GPSs. It's always good to be prepared. So I was on eBay just looking around, and I discovered something very interesting. That is the Garmin 200 wide series. The model numbers are 200XXW. But they also make a 200, just a regular 200 series, which are not widescreen. And I found 3 of these guys on eBay right here for 10 bucks each, delivered. So just kind of quickly showing the differences here. You see it's substantially smaller. So the cool thing about this, and I believe the mounts are compatible. Let's see. Yep, that's compatible. Not the snugest fit, but it works. Okay, so I mean, this is substantially smaller than the big guys I usually carry. Actually, it's not fully compatible. You see that? So this is really a lot smaller. So the plan is to use these this year as opposed to the bigger ones that I've been using. So I've got this one here. I've got this one here. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, so this is a little bit thicker. All right, that's the same size. Okay, so these are different series. This must be a newer one. All right, and got this one here. Okay, well, this person definitely tried to make sure they did a secure packing job. I'll give them that. Okay, this is why God gave us knives. There we go. All right. Okay, so this one's even different still. All right, but these right here are the same physical size. Look, the main difference is, oh, this is newer. This one takes a micro SD card. This one has a normal size, large SD card. Doesn't really matter. I'm not really using the maps. Let me just check the mount, make sure it works. Mount works. All right, so these two can go in no mod. This guy already got Velcro on the back, so I can use these three. I can use these in Slade because I already have Slade hard mounted with one of these. Actually, I'll just get a top hood. Ta-da! Perfect fit. So I'm probably still going to run some of these at some times. I just whatever my mood leads me to do. But now I've got even more GPSs to choose from in my configuration or for my fleet for $10 each. Now, there's kind of a little debate raging. A lot of guys like the Garmin Forerunners. Those are really nice units, but it's hard to find those for under $40 each. They're nice and they're small. They're roughly the same size as this guy. This guy, I think, is like a $40 or $50 GPS. $10 each. So, yes, like I was saying, compare the size. It is substantially bigger. However, $10 each. And if you know that you're going to put something big in your car from the beginning, you can make room for it. So I don't have a problem with that. Now these, they didn't come with chargers. They charge mini USB, that's fine. One of them came with a mount, or two of them came with mounts. I have plenty of extra mounts. You can buy these guys online. So yeah, not that big a deal. All right, so moving on. Lastly, I'm starting a little bit of a special project. I haven't really talked about it on any channel or any avenues yet. And honestly, I'm still not going to talk about it. Not a whole lot, but I'm going to give a tease. I'm going to tease that way. So inside this package here, I've got new gifts from my buddies at Dollar Hobbyz. And these aren't, I say the term, I say gifts, they're not gifts. I pay for these out of my own money, but I've been using Dollar Hobbyz as a source for a long time. Great company. I like what they stand for, and I believe in what they believe. So I like giving them my business. So between Dollar Hobbyz and also a nice little package, which I'm unboxing off camera here, big priority mailbox from Lumi Dave. I've talked about Lumi Dave before. I've bought a lot of stuff from him. He and his business, they're on eBay. They part out cars. I don't know exactly if that's their business. To me, it looks like they part out cars, and they you can get a lot of good spare parts at some pretty good prices. So, and he did a very good job of packing up this box. But some of you may have noticed, I was teasing on social media about how when you look at your spare parts collection and you realize you have almost as much or almost enough parts to build yourself a rolling chassis. Well, so I was looking at my X01 and realizing that I had a lot of spare parts, but I didn't quite have all the spare parts that I might need. So here, this is essentially everything I need to build a complete X01 rolling chassis minus the driveline. So the chassis is all here. Why would I do this? Well, I'm not telling. But let's just say I'm cooking up some stuff. And in order to do the experimentation and the things that I want to mess around with, I need to have a car, a test mule. And I don't want to chop up Surly. Surly's got work to do this season. Surly's got to run. I'm trying to get Surly. I'm trying to get Surly into some stratospheric ranges this year. Last year I didn't get out and do the numbers that I wanted to do for a lot of reasons. Not going to talk about that. But this year I'm going hard. I'm getting the fleet together, and we're going to do some things. So, but in order to try to get everything where I want it, I want to be able to do some benchtop laboratory type of experimentation. And I don't want to chop up a perfectly good car. So, as you guys know, I have a 3D printer, but I also am experimenting with outsourcing some other things. So I'm looking at a lot of options to see what I can do with the X01 platform. And, you know, you stay tuned. You'll guys see some revelations later on when I come up with whatever I come up with. I'm working with some interesting people to also see what we can do. But yeah, like I was saying, I need a test mule. I need a chassis I can screw with. This is a chassis I can screw with. All right, guys. So hopefully that wasn't too long for you. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe. RHouse21 signing out. Remember the mantra: fly, fix, fly, break it, fix it, and do it all over again. And if you're interested in some of the stuff that I'm doing, or just want to ask me some questions or talk about life, RC, whatever, feel free to go ahead and reach out to me via Facebook through the RC Physics Facebook page, or RC Physics Sandbox. That's a place where you can everyone can just come on, talk about whatever they want to talk about, life, RC, whatever in general, and just be a part of the community. All right, stay tuned. I've got a backlog of a ton of videos. I've got a lot of interesting content coming up. I still have to finish my charger comparison. I have to get the ultimate speed run tire review finished up for you guys. So there's a lot of good stuff. And also, well, I'll just leave it at that. There's a lot of good stuff coming. All right, guys, RHouse21 signing out. Remember the mantra. Well, I just said that. All right, guys, RHouse21 signing out. Peace.